So we are about to get into something that's a lot of people's favorite, the side glute series. For the beginning of Open Reformer, we're gonna make it really simple for you. We are the no-fail, deep burn. So Ashley's first gonna show you what it looks like to look straight on. So first you're just gonna check your springs. We recommend doing this anywhere from one blue to one red. One blue to one red. I will go over the springs. You will have a tutorial on that, don't worry. But one blue to one red is a really good choice for this. You are then going to make sure that you have your straps on your handles. Again, in open studio, you're here on your own. There's nobody pacing around you to do that. There's always going to be a floor manager if you do have a question or a problem with the equipment. You actually are going to lay down on your side. You are going to lift the headrest so that you get some support. And then you're going to make sure your mat is covering the headrest so that we can always get this as clean as possible. From here, Ashley is going to make sure there's length through the neck. And I'm just taking a look from this side. And Ashley, can you lengthen your bottom hip for me just a little bit? So you're really trying to look for a squared off hip and knee. And then we're actually going to do something a little different. I should have asked for this before, so this is going to be pulled away. You're going to pull your feet forward just a little bit more. You look like you're sitting in a chair. Very nice. You're actually going to pull your knees up about 1 more inch. Yep, and your feet are going to end up resting just in front. Yes, very nice. From there, what you're looking for is this really, really gorgeous core support. Ashley, can you wrap your torso forward the tiniest bit so that your left rhomboid opens up and your elbow comes forward a little bit. So a lot of times what we see is this people trying to square off and they pull their shoulder blades together and flare their ribs. From there, you are going to notice if your knees are lined up. So you could just be chilling in a chair right here, but if your knees are lined up, that means that your sacrum is not lined up. If they are lined up, your sacrum is lined up. If your knees are not, they're not. You are going to take your hand. You are going to reach for the strap that is closest to you. You are going to step your foot all the way through so the strap goes around the thigh bone. Very nice. From there, do you see this nice control how Ashley's anchoring the rope with one arm? Very, very, very nice. So this is going to be your setup from the side. If anything, you're going to then think about lengthening the hips away from the ears one more time before you get started. From here, I'm going to have Ashley slowly get out of it on the side so you can see what the back view setup looks like, if that makes more sense to you. So as always, you're going to get up and down safely. You are going to then circle over to the other side. You do not need your foot bar for this exercise. There will be versions of it you could. So from here, I want you to take a look and see that Ashley has this really nice line down their back. Ashley, can you let your ears go back a little bit more? Now can you let the back of your rib cage fill up with air? You are rhomboid central today, which is totally fine and a really good learning experience. So you're going to think about filling the back of the ribs up with air, finding your neutral curve on your side. So we're going to revisit that same spinal position. You're going to pull your knees up about 1.5 inches more, bring your feet forward, lengthen your top hip so much. Yes, from there, I am personally not obsessed with the shoulder position of having a hand up. So we're going to take that out of the equation just a second after Ashley grabs the foot strap. Again, feet always go in the long strap, or legs always go in the long strap, hands always go in the small strap for hygienic reasons. And from here, Ashley, yes. You're just going to take a second, pretend again I have these lines going on. Ashley, can you bring your shoulder forward a little bit more? Yes. And now you see this beautiful, straight, long, neutral torso. You can see that the hips are lined up, that if there was a wall behind Ashley, the wall would not get knocked over or dominoes. And from here, just stabilization is quite hard with the leg in line with the other leg. Ashley's going to start lifting their leg about 2 inches. And then down even smaller. Yes, notice how the carriage is not moving. That is perfect. The carriage is moving, you're losing something in the hamstring. hamstring connection. Also notice this amazing spinal and abdominal stability. So you're getting this nice long line through here. And we're gonna start with a set of 6. We're at 5 right now. And from there, you're gonna start to draw really small circles as if you have a laser on your knee towards the wall. The carriage gets to move down, it's gonna move slowly. It's never gonna feel like it's jumping. And that hip stability is incredible. It's from years of practice. So what you're gonna want to do even is sometimes maybe put a block behind you and see if you can do this without knocking it over. But really work on keeping all that length, maybe a little more length in that top hip, and a little more width in those sits bones. If we're being really picky, and we're just being picky, so you see some options and get some really good cues, we're gonna reverse those circles next. Very nice. And 3 more. 2, 1, keep, pause, right back into starting position. From there, you're gonna come into, actually I should lengthen your top hip a little bit more. Breathe into the back of the rib cage. Yes, find all that nice sits bones width. Internally rotate the top leg. Internal rotation means the leg comes towards the other leg. And from there, you're gonna give me a little more length in the top hip. Now take your fingers and point to where your hamstring meets your deep rotators, meets your gluteal fold. Yes, now just go a little bit lateral from there. And about a ½ inch more, and then down a millimeter. Very nice, right out there. I want you to imagine that little hinge as you now start to pulse your foot towards the ceiling. So you're gonna go for about 6 of these. You're gonna keep lengthening that top hip and not letting the rib drop down. And then you're gonna start to draw really small circles in this position. And you can reverse those circles. Keep lengthening that top hip. Yes, wonderful. And for the added challenge, we've done neutral, we've done internal. We are going to bring the top heel on top of the bottom heel. And from there, you're going to really feel the heels pressing into each other. This is as high as you're ever really going to go in a clamshell, because you want, Ashley, please point to where you were pointing before. We want to feel it here. We do not want to feel it in our piriformis, which would be right there. So what you're looking for is to feel just the bone rotate. So you're going to rotate the bone down about 1 inch or 2 of the thigh bone, even a little bit more. And then you're going to rotate it back up. And you're going to notice nothing else is moving again. This is beautiful, beautiful, strong control. And we're just going to go for 4 more here. 3, 2, 1. From here, you are going to come into a rest position first. You are going to thank yourself for that really hard work, and you are going to slowly and safely take your leg out of the strap. You are going to then put the strap back on the hook. You are going to wait till the carriage anchors down, and you are going to use your top arm to help you get up. So there's no just jumping around here.